to stay warm. So if you got tickets to the big game this weekend, great for you. But even if you're a disappointed Jets or Giants fan, you are still paying for your football this weekend. Did you know that New Jersey still owes about $110 million in debt on the old Giant Stadium, the one that was demolished almost a year ago? Joining me now is Mark Yost, an arts and leisure writer for the Wall Street Journal, on how the economics of grand sports stadiums make no sense. Mark, it's great of you to be here. It's astonishing when you look at not just the debt, but that these states take on and these municipalities, and then the revenue that they give up just so these sports teams, which are businesses, can build these big new stadiums.
You're absolutely right, Dagan. The states have no business being in the stadium business. They're actually picking a private business as a winner, so to speak. And, you know, we're spending hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars on these new stadiums. And the latest problem, most of the teams in the NFL have new stadiums, but they haven't paid off the old stadium yet. The example that you cited, the New York Giants, and the Jets, they shared the stadium in the Meadowlands. They built that, Dagan, for $78 million back in 1982. And today, they owe $110 million in debt on that facility, even though it's been demolished. Because
the money that was coming in through tax revenue, the politicians didn't use it to help pay down the debt. They were spending it on something else, right?
Absolutely. And the other problem we see, Dagan, is that municipalities often pass a special tax to pay for the stadium, but then the legislature diverts the money to something else. And a perfect example of this is Houston, where they're still paying off the Astrodome, if you can believe that. And Cincinnati, they passed a tax to pay for stadiums for the Bengals and the Reds. That's about $15 million in debt, meaning it hasn't brought in the revenue they expected. And the bond buyer estimates that that debt could balloon to $90 million by 2015.
Here's the thing that doesn't make any sense. The states are deep in debt. Even Newark, for example, is owed several million dollars in back rent by the New Jersey Devils. Why do they do this? If they're loaded with debt, they're not getting, say, the tax revenue that they would. They're not getting the lease revenue that they should. Why do they continue to do it?
Well, because it's a highly visible thing, Dagan. Think about it where you are in New York. You go to Yankee Stadium and there's 50,000 people concentrated in one place. But at the same time there's a game going on at Yankee Stadium, there's perhaps 50,000 people on Broadway, in restaurants, down in the theater district, but you just don't see them congregated like you do at a sports venue. So it's misleading to think that, oh, we should spend our money on this because it brings huge amounts of people into town. It doesn't. People have a finite amount of discretionary spending, and the people who are going to Yankee Stadium are going there instead of going to the movies or to a Broadway show or the Metropolitan Opera. So it's a complete waste of money and a waste of our bonding authority.
All right, great to see you, Mark. Thank you so much. Mark Yost with the Wall Street Journal.